The American Petroleum Institute, keeping Little Richard's hair greasy for over 6 decades. Destination Earth. Earth is a Fabergé egg, apparently. Well, this movie was designed and animated. That's a good sign. John Sullivan. Film Counselors Incorporated, there for film when it needs a friend. Well, still better animation than Hoodwinked. Anybody know where Mars is? Oh, it's like the Jetsons if it was even more goofy. Looks like a seasick Rip Taylor.
There will be a special Giant Joy rally today.
Giant Joy.
At Memorial Stadium, honoring that intrepid space explorer, Colonel Cosmic.
With a name like Colonel Cosmic, can you be anything other than a space explorer? I mean, really.
Return from the planet Earth. You are all
On Mars, order is maintained through Heine zapping.
to attend.
Oh, it's Aloysius, the misfit Martian. Ass zapping was a huge issue in the last Martian election. Man, Martian freeways were zoned and developed by a total spaz. The giant electric spatula of Zortog 19. Truly a stately commander. Oh, I predict some imminent Heine zapping. This is any given episode of Last Call with Carson Daly.
Please, thank you for this unsolicited testimonial. And now,
Martian
by
jokes.
special permission of the Commander-in-Chief, me, here is Mars' first space explorer, Colonel Cosmic.
Oh, inappropriate grabbing.
I can't tell you how happy I am to see your smiling faces once more.
More Martian jokes.
First, let me say that this trip was made possible only by our
He sounds like Billy West.
Og the Magnificent, introducer of Og Power, which runs
I'm
most
dubious of
our
the physics at
industry,
work here.
and inventor of Og Speed.
Man,
which
Martians have an
doubles
anal
the original
fixation.
Og Power. A short time ago, the master was having trouble with the state limousine. He had, of course, developed the explosive charge,
No.
but it was inclined to get a little out of
This
hand.
film won a special technical
Just
Oscar for its
slightly.
use of the color yellow.
And of course, there was always the problem of friction. Parts rubbing together, heating up, and causing all sorts of trouble.
That was supposed to be blatantly suggestive, right? Yay, our fearless leader's an idiot who endangers people's lives.
But our leader was undaunted. He immediately ordered our first expedition into space.
Turns out the key to interplanetary space travel, just whacking stuff with a hammer.
State limousines to run smoothly. The target was picked with painstaking scientific accuracy.
Yuck.
Destination Earth.
It's labeled here with Chinese menu font.
You all know with what eagerness I volunteered for the mission, and with what confidence I took off.
Apparently the official language of Mars is sarcasm.
I took careful bearings and set out for my goal.
I comedically did the opposite of whatever I said in the narration.
Approaching a country of Earth called, the United States of America.
They added that giant sign to make things easier for Iran,
Like a feather.
North Korea, China. Behind me, I left a trail of blood and death and destruction.
What's That's all the wreckage.
Dad, burn it, Mabel!
Naturally, I protected government property by making the saucer invisible. They're after the chickens, Mom.
He landed at the White House.
And though the natives showed great interest in me, I decided to make myself invisible too.
Lazy animators pitched that invisible
Seeing
thing like
moving
57
lights in the
times.
distance, I headed for them. What phenomenal luck! I had landed close to what seemed to be an endless procession of state limousines.
It's prom night
They
at Gotham
moved
City.
quickly and yet with fantastic smoothness. I just had to get a closer look at one of those Earthmobiles.
Yay, he's dead! I didn't expect such a happy ending.
Just as I thought. Not only smooth and efficient, but powerful as well.
He traveled through space in a flying saucer and he's
I watched
impressed by
them for
Chevy
hours.
citations.
Great Ganymede, they were superb. I just couldn't help comparing them with ours.
I couldn't help reusing some drawings from earlier in the short.
Comparison. Surely these vehicles must be the property of the highest officials.
You know what? If all Martians are
I
this
was
stupid, I say we
wrong.
just call off all space
Seems that
exploration.
Almost everybody in this country has one of those, they call them automobiles. They use them for transportation, for business, for pleasure.
Say, old
They
bean.
use them for all sorts of things.
Like punishing cans and footwear.
I found that these vehicles gather at places called service stations, where they are fed, lubricated.
Don't use that word, little yellow
now they
spaceman,
beat
please.
friction, and given the finest care.
Uh,
The source of their nourishment was something called petroleum.
Which springs freely from the earth in unlimited quantities.
A power source like that
Nudie
must
statue.
be a highly prized state secret. I had to find out about it. Perhaps the secret lay within this government archive.
Welcome to the library.
It was heavily guarded, but casting discretion to the winds, I walked boldly.
This is no
inside.
library. Where are the DVD rentals and the creepy guys looking at dirty websites?
Easy to break. They merely substituted the word oil for petroleum.
Oh,
And I soon
man, there's
got
so much
hold
more
of a
Earth stuff this
veritable
dude could be
mine
studying,
of
like
classified
Florence Henderson or Connect
information.
4.
I began to assimilate
Ah, yes.
the
For a brief time in
material.
the 50s, books had blank pages. That's a little known
I
fact.
soon found out that though petroleum products are easily found anywhere, petroleum itself is a very elusive substance. Experts have to search for it constantly.
If Ted Kennedy
in all
will let
the
them.
most likely and unlikely places, with all kinds of scientific devices.
They just substitute the word rape
When
with
they
the word
figure
oil.
They found a good spot. They drill a hole in the ground called an oil well. For almost all oil lies far beneath the surface of the earth. These wells go down thousands of feet and cost a lot of money to drill.
But they're sure this will
That's
never
no
lead to a
guarantee
national
that they're
crisis
going
of
to
any
find
kind.
oil. Matter of fact, in exploratory drilling, only 1 well in 9 finds any oil at all.
It's kind of like burning
Only
money.
1 in 44 recovers enough oil to pay for itself.
It's a perfect
And
system.
only 1 in almost 1,000 makes a major discovery. Pretty big odds. Yet America's proved reserves, the oil supplies still underground, have kept increasing steadily.
Bush shows this movie before every cabinet
How this
meeting.
ever-increasing supply of oil was achieved, until I found out that there's not just one, but thousands of oil companies.
Isn't that great?
All competing with each other to discover and develop new sources of oil. For believe it or not, in the USA, anyone who is willing to risk it can drill for oil.
It's the national pastime.
But oil discovery is only part of the story. Once they get oil out of the ground, it has to be moved.
To Little Richard's
through
hair.
pipelines, on ships, or in tank cars.
Or in Leo DiCaprio's private jet.
Processing plants called refineries. Crude oil goes in. And great Jupiter, the things that come out.
Like trucks and stuff.
Gasoline, for example, the most efficient mobile power source on Earth. That was the stuff that powered all those cars and trucks.
Crowd back on Mars
And
is snooze city
asphalt,
by now.
which makes smooth, durable roads.
And is a
See,
blight on the
oil
once
not
beautiful
only
countryside.
runs cars, it even gives them something to run on.
Well, isn't oil the bee's
Another
knees?
oil product is the diesel fuel, which runs giant trains across the nation. In winter, fuel oil made from petroleum brings warmth and comfort.
Looks like
to
Billy from
millions
Family
of
Circus
homes.
has run amok.
And still other fuels help defend America's shores and skies.
Oil helps us blow up the very people who hold the key to our future oil
From
supply.
refineries also come the lubricating oils and
Cosmic,
greases
what did I tell you about
keep
that
the
word, buddy?
wheels turning in America. But that
The
still
inside of
isn't
Dennis
all.
Kucinich's head.
Crude oil, like everything else, is made up of billions of tiny molecules.
2 minutes ago, he's learning what a car is. Now he's a molecular biologist?
Oil companies compete with each other.
Yes,
in
the
taking
good-natured
petroleum molecule
competition
apart
between oil companies.
And rearranging it into, well, you name it. Fabrics, toothbrushes,
Oil-soaked seagulls.
tires, insecticides, cosmetics, weed killers,
Smog.
a whole galaxy of things to make a better life on Earth.
Oil is the fifth food
And
group.
you know, it isn't just oil companies that try to outdo each other, competing for the customer's dollar.
It's corrupt
The
governments
same
as well.
story is true of almost every successful business enterprise in America.
Neon lights and
The
cheap
result?
trinkets distract Americans
A
from the
higher
emptiness in their
standard of
souls.
living in the USA than in any other country on the whole planet. At last, the secret was mine.
Yeah, the secret that has its own
And now,
dedicated shelf in the
proof
public
of my
library.
discovery smuggled past the border guards.
He killed Cloris
In spite of
Leachman.
my infinite precautions, one of them became suspicious and gave the alarm.
Come back for the eggs, did ya?
Dad blasted, you no good, sassafras.
And so, with the fond farewells of the natives ringing in my ears, I took off once again for Mars.
Which was 3 seconds away.
My landing was a little bumpy, but I saved
This is
my
funny in the
precious
way that the
cargo.
deer hunter was funny.
Yes, I brought the secrets back with me. And here they
He's gonna
are.
owe so much on those books.
The big secret is, of course, oil, which has brought a better life to all the people in the USA.
Everyone else
But
on
the
Earth,
key
not so
to
much,
making
but
oil work for everybody is competition.
with just a dash of corruption.
Fellow Martians, I thank you.
Very interesting, Colonel.
But stupid.
Oil, huh? Sounds splendid. But that, what was it? Competition.
Yeah.
Not our kind of thing at all.
Capitalism
Why,
versus
competition is
totalitarianism, we
downright
get it.
unmartial.
Oil, we'll have oil for everybody.
Free Heine Zaps for everybody.
Oh boy, oil.
Within 3 years, Mars is engulfed in World War. Yay. Yay, now we can have chain restaurants and golden anniversary beer.
You know what this means, Cosmic?
You bet I do, Og.
It means this
means
damn
that you're
cartoon's almost
through.
over.
So why don't you get lost? Yes, the real secret is not only a great source of energy.
Wait, that's it?
but
Isn't Og
also
still
the
standing right there?
freedom to make it work for everybody. And if you have both of these things, any goal is possible.
We can't imagine anything ever going wrong where oil and capitalism are concerned. This film to be used for propaganda purposes only. For actual facts about petroleum, watch something that's not a friggin' cartoon.